change my video here.
Okay.
No,
Okay. Okay. So I will record this session and upload it to our YouTube channel. Somebody's here as well. Not sure if they can hear us yet. I will upload it to YouTube channel and we'll send you the link. In order, if
okay.
you need to like review some of the steps, if you need to show it to your superior, unless you are the superior one, so you can review it in that case, because that's like something that we go through each time, because you know it's easier for us than like having multiple calls about the multiple same topics and stuff like that. Okay, if you don't mind, I would like to know a bit more about your business for starters, and what are you looking for in an ERP software, so I can know how to hold the presentation on which modules to focus on.
Okay, I don't know. Let me just see here. Guys texting me here. Well, he doesn't have a mic. I don't know.
There is a mic, but they are muted. Apparently, they don't want to talk. They just want to
They
watch.
just want to talk. Hang on a sec. Desktop. This isn't a mic. There's no call in. There's no number to call into though, is there?
People call in, but I have no idea how.
Oh, I can figure that out. Let me just show them how to do that.
Oh, there is like switch to phone audio. Oh, I just see it now.
Just 1 second. I'll try to give a phone number.
Okay.
Where do I switch to the phone? I might just hang up and call. Like I might just disconnect myself so I can see how that works. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be right back though.
Okay, that will work. Hello, do we have a sound again? Hello? Hello?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, you're definitely back, and no sound from the other guys. They
He's
apparently
gonna
don't
call in. I
want
sent him
to.
the information. So I sent the meeting ID and everything else. So maybe I'll just get started, and maybe he'll
Okay,
call in. And
yeah,
then...
they can always rewatch the first
Yeah.
steps and
So
say.
I'm a consultant. So I'm helping RNC
Oh,
select an ERP system for them. So
okay.
so I've done several ERP implementations in the past. So this is my place. Things.
Hello, Guy here.
Oh, that was some echo.
Well, just turn off the speaker. Turn off your speaker.
Yeah, I'm just. How's that?
Much better, thank you.
Perfect, yeah.
Okay, I think I can still hear you guys.
Yeah. Okay. So I was just filling in a few things of what my role was here, and if you want to give an overview of your business, Guy, then
Yes, please. That would be really helpful so I can know how to lead the presentation. What is your business like? What is that you do? And what are you searching for in an ERP software if there is something specific that you're into?
Okay, so we're a small hydraulic pump and hydraulic motor reconditioning shop. So we tear apart, how can I use that as an example? We'll just call it a motor. So we receive a motor from our client, we disassemble it, assess it to see what components it's going to need to rebuild it. We have to order our components. Each pump is usually different. There's multiple parts that are the same, but it's never two exact rebuilds. And there are requirements for a bill of materials or build on assembly, I guess you could say, for each job. I do want to build an inventory system in the program. And then we do have multiple vendors, multiple clients, and we do ship our products out on freight companies. What else can I tell you here? So I would like, I need to have a system that I can use purchase orders. We want to do repair orders or work orders on each job.
Okay.
And that's sort of the gist of it.
Okay, so that would be a suggest. Okay, and when the pump comes into your hands, so to speak, how do you enter it? Is it already built in the system, or you would disassemble it in components, put it as a bill of materials, and then mark what needs to be repaired or even swapped out?
Well, probably the second, because we don't know exactly what it requires until it is disassembled.
Okay.
But I'd want to start a work order initially when it arrives, so that we have it being tracked by a specific work order.
Okay, so specific work order, but that's that pump is not something that you will put it in your stock, repair it, and then pull it out of your stock.
No, it's not.
No.
It's your one. Like I've already looked at your system. It's your service work orders.
Oh, the service work. Yes, but
that pretty much matches exactly what they do for that.
Okay, so
right.
just swapping out the part and not
Yeah.
the entire pump or the motor, just the very part of it.
Yeah, because they don't put the part, they don't put the main assembly into inventory because it's not theirs.
Exactly. Oh, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. Well, there is another, like in the future they're planning on overhauling their own pumps, which then they would be in inventory, but you already have that. What we're trying to focus on today, I guess, with the demo would be the service
project. Okay, so let me just share you the screen. Tyler, you know how the system looks like. Well, what's the name again?
It's Guy.
Guy.
Oh, hey, hello, Guy. Okay, so, well, let me just switch on to there it is, my other screen. Okay, let me just load it. Okay, there it is. Okay, so let's start with inventory, then move through the service project. So inventory, products and services, this is the conjoined list of everything that you have in the system, whether it's the inventory on hand, service, non-inventory items, consumables, whatever you put in the system, it will be on the same list. We support multi warehouses. You can have as many warehouses as you want. You can have one warehouse, even if it's like a virtual warehouse and not the real object, from which you can can either ship the items from or receive the items in. If you want to like divide like what's for the service and repair and what is for just the sales, for example. You mentioned
Maria, do you have another screen showing this stuff? Because I think I'm showing your talk to right now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is I'm not seeing.
Can you just share the, because you have two screens, I think, right?
yes, I have two screens, but I think I shared the correct one. Screen. Oh, I
It's
probably
showing the
shared
other
the
one.
chat one. Yeah, I shared the chat
Yeah.
one. Like, welcome to my chat. See how busy it is for chat
Yeah, you're
spamming.
pretty busy. Oh.
Okay, is this one the better one? Is this one the one with the inventory on?
Okay,
That looks better.
Oh, thank God. Thank you for telling me. As there is no like, at least when you have sharing on Skype, it's rounded with yellow everywhere, and you know which one is your sharing. And with this one, you don't know which one are you sharing. So yeah, sorry about that one. So this is the inventory list. That was the chat list. Sorry about that one. Okay, so this you mentioned that you have multiple vendors. Do you mean do you have multiple vendors spare parts that you order to?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so that would be a regular product. So click new, add new product. Okay, you will keep track of those products, right?
Right.
Okay, you will keep inventory of it. Okay, if you have them in XLS files, that would be awesome because you can actually import them through an XLS spreadsheet. Here in the products and services list, you have import data, and then you can click on product. And then just from your XLS spreadsheet, copy paste entire column along with the caption to a matching column here. In this case, you will only put one supplier, but however, when you later on, if you have supplier price lists, like divided per supplier, you can import them individually. And in that case, all of those suppliers will be tied to that particular product. So if you have this information in XLS file, it will really help you out, especially if you have a large number of components. You don't have to input them manually. When you create a new product, Erpag will actually assign you a lot shorter item number than this one. This was just a test, and then just it picked up from the large number onward. You will put in your description. Let's call it hydro pump part 1. Okay, and unit of measure, it's retypable. It will be probably in pieces. Here you have your product category. Product category setting is just tied to a large number of settings, such as tax category. This means like which tax category will it pick up on the sales order. Product category, so we can put this into parts. You can have as many product categories as you want. Trademark, if you have multiple brands per part. Search scope, this will help you out if you are like not selling this pump part, but you actually are. So you will put it here on the sales order, you will put it on the purchase order since you are buying it, and in the input and output work order items as well. Shelf is assigned to a product. In our system, we don't have that deep tracking. One product can only belong to one shelf. And of course, each product can belong to a serial number, lot number, or both. If you want to backtrack where was this installed based on the serial number. This is your selling price. That is just self-explanatory. And this is the fulfillment part. The fulfillment part in your case would be either one vendor or multiple suppliers. When you later on move to BOM-based products, you will use bill of materials as well. I will go briefly through that one in this demo later on. So since you have multiple suppliers, so this is the difference. In a single vendor, you have one line in which you will choose your vendor, enter its purchase price, landing cost if it has it, the part number if the vendor has its own part number, shipping days, which will help you out to calculate when this will arrive to your stock, and minimum order quantity or order step quantity if that helps out. Like if you never buy just one piece from the supplier from that same part, but you always want the system to generate a fulfillment actually the purchase order, for example, 5 pieces. Minimum stock quantity, you can put minimum stock quantity for each warehouse that you have opened in Erpag. You can upload your product image. You can even assign a barcode to scan in the label rather than in manual entry. And this is the additional info for like country of origin, the expiry date, which you probably don't have, the weight of a product, etc. And we have custom fields. Custom fields are good to have, like if we don't have anything regarding the information about the product you need here, you can use the custom field to put it in. For example, size, readable barcode, yes or no, date and time, country of origin, because that is not listed on the printout. You have it here in the additional info, but it's not listed on the printout. So if you want to, for example, specify that this is from Japan, you can enter it here and it will show up on the printout. Okay, save it. And the second thing that you would need to have opened are the services. So it's add new service. So this will be like your repairment, or however do you call your services. Let me just check if I have repair. No, I don't. So I will put here repairment, and your unit of measure, which can be like none or in hours or however you want to keep them. And since this is a service, I don't know how is it there where you are, but I'm European, so we don't apply taxes on services. And here is your selling price. Sorry, I forgot that to do on this product. I will do it later on. And let's say that I charge, I don't know, 60 per repair, and this is the vendor, but the vendor is here not mandatory, as I am the vendor. I'm the one providing this service. Okay, is this so far so good? Do you understand how the products are opened?
Yes. Yeah.
I have 2 questions. One is the part number that's auto-generated. You can't override that, right?
Yes,
So
yes, you can. See,
okay.
add new product,
that
and
was a
it's
question
also,
I had too.
yeah, it's actually alphanumerical. You can put in anything that you want. It's
okay.
yeah, it usually starts from like 001, but as I said, I was trying to see how many of these I can fit into one, and then it's just picked up from there. See, it starts with 3 zeros and a 1 actually.
Right.
And we are currently, the development team is working on developing a school pattern. So you can have it like on your own, like for the parts you can have I don't know if those are electrical parts, you can have like EL and then -001, and it will pick from there, from that specific product category. For the hard parts, it can be like H001, and it will pick up from there. It will depend on the product of the category. So in my instance, it would be P and then the product number.
A quick question on the services. So what if one of your operations has to go outside to like a vendor, like for machining or something? Would you still create it as a service item here?
What do you mean if it has to go out to the vendor?
Well, like you might tear
third party?
Yeah, you might tear it down, and then one of the I guess it's one of the pieces, right? Guy has to go out. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes,
so
yes.
it would have to go to a third party.
You would use it since the third party vendor is actually called a contractor in our system, and they are opened here under manufacturing and contractors. These are the contractors. Those would be like the third party people that are doing the job for you. We have had a lot of those in my previous company, and these are the contractor bills. In the contractor bills, as you can see here, you can only enter the service without the parts.
Right.
So to answer your question directly, yes, the service that you input there will be for the third party as well.
If you don't specify the vendor on the service item on the part itself, or the product and service item, you don't put the vendor there. You use a contractor, is what you're saying.
Yes, you are using the contractor for this.
Okay.
Okay. So moving forward, or do you have any further questions?
Not at this time, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So, and also if you want to track the repairment process, you will open a work operation under the manufacturing and work operations. So let's say that I have assembling, sanding, painting, grinding. I have sanding. Okay, so let's say that I'm like blasting the sand to just like clear the part out of something, right? And in that case, if I want to invoice it, the type here, which is the standard one, will have to be with invoice details. In that case, it will have to be tied to a service. And in my case, it will be repairment. Here is the rounding. Rounding can be like 1. So whenever this passes 1, it will be 60. Okay. Unit of measure is hour still, and save it. Okay. Now the service project. Under manufacturing, you also have the service projects. You have manufacturing projects. We will deal with this later on in the demo. That's when you have a product that is based on bill of materials. Installation projects means that you have to go on the customer's site to actually install the part. Service project is what you need, and lease project is if you're leasing out a part and you are just charging them each month for it. Okay, create a new one. Here, pick the customer from the list. Let's say this one. This is your warehouse. Warehouse is where your items will come from. This is the product that you can enter, like which pump. This is item that you don't have in stock, such as Tyler said, it's not stockable for you. You are not entering it as a standalone product. So this is just a description. Serial number if needed, damage description, just like a small, just to say, small explanation. So let's say that I have here pump XYZ, serial number 2606, damage description, I don't know, something like leak. Okay. Okay, product info, product category, it goes into finished products, and trademark, this is actually not important at all. Work order, so you will create a new work order. In this case, it will be a standard one. And here you will put in your work operation, which we put as a sanding, I think. There it is, sanding. And here you will put your input item. In our case, it will be hydro something, hydro pump part 1. Okay, so if you are charging them for the part, you will have to put the input item in. If you are, this means that you are taking your hydro pump from your stock, which you will actually order from a different vendor, and then you will install it back into the machine. If you are just like doing some small favor on it, like in this case, it can be just you took out the part, sand it, put it back. So you are not charging them from the part either. In that case, you will just include the work operation here and save it. As far as we are okay, sorry, here planned, you can put in how much time is planned for this work order. Save it. So this is just planned for now. Okay, so once you have it here, you can launch it. Once you launch it, the system will go through your stock list and compare the SKU of the hydro pump to see whether you have it in stock or not. In case of no quantity, it will be under the purchasing and fulfillment. And we should have our hydro pump part here. And I did one mistake. You said multiple vendors and I kept it as one. Sorry. So we will just go back to a product really quickly. Okay, open the work order and open my input item, add it, and switch this from one vendor to multiple vendors. In this case, I can put more of them and put different pricings. You will see the difference shortly. Okay, let's say third one. And this one is 30, but it comes in 2 days. This one is expensive, but the shipping days are less than usual. Okay, close, close, close. So again, purchasing and fulfillment. See here, this is the difference. Like when you have multiple suppliers, you have here this search button, which you click on, and then you search towards which supplier you are actually generating the purchase order to. So check the box in front of one that is wanted. Okay, it will be changed here. Click the box in front of the product, bulk action, and purchase order. It will circle down. If you have every info input, it will be bulk successful 1. And this lands into your purchasing and your purchase orders. There it is, it's entered. If you input your email address under mail accounts here in the administration menu, here, or choose to sign in with your Gmail account, you will be able to email this directly from this list. Once you receive it to your stock, just click on receive and post the document. Once you do that, the system will place it into the stock. If you want to generate the supplier invoice, click on the supplier invoice button and just put here the reference number. Okay, from here you can register payment or do everything else that is needed. Maybe a credit note, returns to supplier, or and so on and so on. We don't have to deal with those until more questions arise. Okay, once you have it in your stock, your manufacturing and your service project will have the status of available quantity. On this step, you can actually create a sales order for this customer, or you can do it later on. Actually, I didn't do this in a long time, so maybe I will just screw something up and start over. So sorry in advance. Okay, so regarding these work operations that we entered here, do you want to track the time of the work operation that is done or not?
Time is in day, like the date stamp time, or just how much time is recorded?
How much time it's recorded for the work operation?
Yeah,
we currently don't have it like in shifts. That will be included, of course, also in our system. Development team is working on it, or will start working on it shortly. Here we are talking about measuring this 1 hour that is planned for this sending to be done.
Yes, we do want to track time.
Okay, in case you want to do it as their superior, as a shop floor manager, you will assign this to your worker, and you can put also the machine as well. Save. Right. If you are the one doing it, you can go to the manufacturing, go to timesheets, open the worker, and start his work operation by pushing the start button. And it will go on and on and on. I will just enter into this one, and it will start in a few. It has some small delay for some reason. So this is for them if they are, sorry, this is for you if you are doing it. The second way would be through the mobile application. In that case, the person that is assigned to this work operation here will go to its mobile application, okay, and open timesheets. And it should be the last one. There it is, standing. Okay, and just start it. Once it started, it will count down. I tested this out many times on mobile application and also here, and I used to have it on the mobile application, and I put it there and I started, and then I don't shut it out for like 2 days, and then when I open it again, and it's still counting. So you know, it works. Even though if connection breaks, the phone gets locked, times out, it still goes on and on and on. So be aware of that. Okay, so I will just pause it here, cheat a bit, put 45 minutes here, and complete. It used to be an hour, so I will complete it in less. I will complete it in 45 minutes. Once it completed, it is out of this, out of his display, and here I have to now exit, refresh, and open. And here you can see that our realized time is automatically input through the mobile application. If you put it through the timesheets, it's also okay. It will also go into the realized time. And the third way would just be you manually opening a work order, hitting edit, and entering the time there. So that is also the possibility. Like if you don't want to track it in real time, they just put on the paper how long did they work for. Okay, so that
that'll be the way we'll be doing it for the start for sure.
So not digitalized yet, just starting. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now when he is about to implement this input item into his into the pump that is disassembled, he will load the material. By loading the material, you're taking this item from your stock. You're decreasing it. It's no longer there. And complete it to just complete it as it is. Okay, there it is. This is your estimated cost. This is your actual cost. Your actual cost is less because your realized time is less than it's planned. So it's 45 for the work operation, 30 for the part, and that is $75. Okay, and this is completed. And we just need to complete this. Now this is the moment of truth. I did not do this in a long time. I completed this, so now I need to create a service project. Okay, sorry, a sales order. Enter value, selling price. Enter value where? I don't know where should I enter the selling price. Let me see. What am I missing out? Maybe here. I have purchase price, but I don't have the selling price. So that's probably what they mean.
That's free. That means it's free.
Yeah, that means that it's free. It can be free if you, it can be free if you put a 100% discount, then it will be free. So that was the information that I missed. So this is an hour for the repairment and $30 for the part, and that's 93 in total. Oh, I have tax. That's why this goes as is. Again, if you connect your email to this, you can email it from here. Otherwise, invoice it. You can also, of course, email your invoice, record the payment, etc., etc.
So, Guy, do you guys just put do you guys break down all the stuff for them when you sell it, or you just have like one line item?
No, one line item. The parts list will not be included on the invoice.
Right. So, is there a way to do that, Maria? Like, is there a way to just have not
just
show
the
all
service?
Well, just show the service, but not the parts. But the parts actually did cost them.
Well, if the part goes into here, we can just up the repairment and delete the pump from here. I cannot do it now because I already packed it, but let's just switch to something. Let's create a sales order.
Like, you never show them the parts, guy, is that right? So you never show them the parts?
Right.
Oh, you never show what is sold to them. Okay.
So
yeah, we don't show the inventory used to build the pump.
But they still want to track the inventory that's used to build the pump, though, right?
Okay. Right. Okay, so I will just take this bolt that I have in stock, and let's say that this was like 30, and then it was like 33, right? It was this. So it was entered, but no quantity. Okay, sure. You have quantity. Don't lie to me. Pack. Yeah, you have quantity. So I'm smarter than you are. Sorry, just talking to the software. Okay, so it says that there is no quantity because it's committed to a different sales order, but I know that I have it in stock. So when it's entered and it says available quantity, because you will have that pump part here, just add it, click on delete, and delete that line item. However, if you want to include that part into the price here, don't forget to like up the price, you know, to put it as well, to put that this should be 93. And then just delete this one from here and save it and invoice it. With this, you just invoiced the item. However, the problem that arises here is that you still have that item in stock, you know, it never left. So you can only do the stock adjustment for it. Like I can go, let's cheat a bit. Let's go to our inventory products and services and put a hydro pump there, hydro pump part. And let's put the quantity is 30, okay? Set quantity. So this is also used when you are setting up your beginning inventory quantity as well. So our case scenario was that we had a sales order, right? For a specific person like this one. And we had our hydro part that we installed, right? And we had our repairment. Okay, so this was our case, right? And you don't want this one to show. So again, edit, delete it from the stock here, from the list, save it, and invoice just the repairment, invoice just the service. The thing is that in that case, your hydro pump part will stay intact. See?
Yeah, I wonder if it's best not to do that. Like, I wonder if
You
it's
still
best
use
just to,
it.
well, I wonder if it's best just to create a dummy invoice for them that just has the totals on it without actually having it print from the system.
It can be either that, or you can maybe do it through the stock adjustment. You can create a stock adjustment in order to decrease the number of this. So set quantity.
Yeah, although it's an extra step that you're doing now.
Yes,
Right?
and put like the hydro pump part, and that you used up one piece, and you can put here that it is for the sales order.
But does the work order still have that hydro pump part on it, or no? Like the work order does,
order will have it, yes.
but it doesn't actually do the So you're saying the sales order is the thing that actually does the transaction, not the work order?
Yes, the sales order does the transaction, exactly. However, let's check. Why not? Why do I believe this software sometimes? Okay, let's just open. So now we have 29 pieces. But if I take a look at the report card, oh, actually, but what would happen? See, I used it up in the work order, but still you have to delete it from that list because you don't want it to be shown, right?
Yeah. Well, that's okay. But I mean, the work order is actually doing the transaction, then, right?
Yes, the work order. So just delete it from the sales order, and you will be fine. Yes.
Right. So there's no on the sales order. You don't have like a roll up feature. Like you don't have the ability to do roll up. Like what I'm suggesting is hide stuff. You can't hide anything.
Oh no, you cannot. You can like create a dummy invoice template where you can like hide the descriptions or something like that, and that's it. You cannot hide what's on it. So yeah, it's either to create a dummy invoice for it or just delete it from the list, since the work order is the one that is using the part.
Right. And then okay. Because they'll have more than just one operation too with the repairment, because they have like a tear down and then.
Well, yes, in that case, in your service project, you will just have more than one work operation. When you started, just put all the work operations that you are using in this process.
Right. And then what happens if one of those operations is like done, machine is done outside for them, like they don't do their own machine? So how would you model that?
Okay, that would have to go to a separate work order. Yeah, that would have to go to a separate. See, you have here the service project, you have a planned work order, but if anything, like for example, drilling is done through a contractor, you have to assign it here.
Right.
See, you have here the list of the contractor, and you put here the contractor fee per piece or per hour, and it would just up the stock price. Here you can put the input item if you wanted to go out of your stock to your contractor, and then you would use the transfer to just push it back to your stock. However, you have to go through a separate work order if only one out of those work operation is done on the contractor side.
Yeah, when you add the multiple work orders on the service project, is it done like they're done like head to tail? So like your first two operations might be inside, and then your second one's a separate work order, and that's like that's the first operation on the second work order, but it's really operation number 3 on the service project, right?
Yes, because you can create multiple ones. For example, this one can go to a contractor, right? We are still in the same project, and I can just add a new work order to this one, and this one will be mine. It will be just in-house.
Okay.
And that's done after the first operations. That's done after work W200, basically.
Yes, you would have, for example, this one would be completed. That would mean that this one can go on.
And then how do we generate? So coming back to that contractor thing, like we don't know which part is sent out, I guess, guys. Is that right? Or it's not something really in stock, right? Because it's just.
Well, it wouldn't be in stock, so it's just a service.
It's just a service to something on that component, right? Like the housing or something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, in case you want, you can put here, well, input item will take it out of your stock, so you cannot use that. But however, maybe you can put here in the note which part is it,
Yeah.
or here in the description. And when you email this to him, he will see which part is in question.
So how does that work? Like, does it generate a purchase order? Like, how does that whole thing work with the contractor thing?
You actually place this work order as a purchase order, and once you get his bill for the service that he is done, it is entered here under manufacturing and contractor bills.
So how do you generate the purchase order? Are the purchase order is generated automatically through fulfillment, or?
No, there is no fulfillment for the contractor, as you are not buying anything from him. You're delivering him your own items to be serviced on. So this planned work order will act as a purchase order to him.
Okay, so you don't actually generate a purchase order in the system.
You
send him
just
this work
email
order.
him this one document that is on the contractor name.
I was wondering how that worked, because I couldn't see a way of generating a purchase order off a work.
No. Just for the standard vendors that have that you buy